YouTube, what's going on, man? We back at it. You know, it's your boy Words by Waters in here. Another day, man. Another day. Today was a great day, man. I ain't even gonna lie. I believe every day is a great day, man. Like, I think you get to that point where you start changing what validates something to be like labeled and defined as whatever you want it to be. You know, you start understanding the definition behind whatever you claim something to be, you know. So a great day, bad day, you know, when I was dealing with, you know, like my ex, I used to have like a lot of conversations with her about like making sure you don't like label a day a beautiful day. Like most people are like, what's a beautiful day to you? And you're like, well, the sun's out and the skies are blue and birds are chirping in the cloud. It's like, what makes, like, when did that become a beautiful day in our mind? So like, is it psychology? Is it perspective? Is it subjective? Is it like, what is it? You know, is the beach more beautiful than the beach on a sunny, cloudy day more beautiful than a rainy day in Oregon or Seattle? Like, is it hardwired in us biologically because of how we've transformed over time and evolved over time as human beings? Is that like what determines us to be not judgmental, but for us to be biased against or for certain views of what we consider to be beautiful and ugly? So, you know, that's why I say today is a great day, man. Every day is a great day. Every day has greatness lying within it. But, you know, here we go. Yeah, man, I really just want to come on here again. All these episodes, y'all, I'm telling you, they're going to be short, man. They're going to be straight to the point. I ain't gonna be spending no more than 15, 20 minutes straight up. Like, I really am, man, because I'm to the point now, it's like, if something comes to my mind, I'm jumping down and I'm talking about it. And I really got to pick up from where I left off last time. And I was going to pick up and talk about this last time, but it wasn't loading. And I was like, no, I got to continue to push what I was going to say and keep that energy flowing. Last time, the Top of the Dome topic was, are holidays important? Or why are holidays important? You know, we are in the holiday season. You know what I mean? Holiday season really begins mid-October, end of October, around Halloween, and then, you know, you kind of feeling them holiday vibes, and then Thanksgiving really set it off, and then, you know, Christmas really set it off, and New Year's. And it's like, all these holidays, at least American holidays that we share for the most part, and some other, you know, countries share similar holidays as us. It's like Christmas, primarily Christmas. Are they really that important? And what made me think about it was the fact is, like, we spend all this time and money on these holidays, and we spend all this energy to extract a certain feeling out of something that we label important to us because these feelings are connected to it. So for instance, you say Thanksgiving is Christmas, and it's important because we can skip the whole religion part about Christmas and the whole historical aspect of Thanksgiving and the forefathers and all of that, you know, because I think there's so many different views on what's right or what's wrong, or from opinions of people. But let's just break it down to the fact of saying, hey, Thanksgiving, Christmas, y'all, is meant for us to spend time with our family. Let's start there. You know, I think we can all agree with that, at least if we can't agree on like the historical aspect of Thanksgiving or even the religious aspect of Christmas. So if we all unanimously agree that those holidays bring that feeling to society and people during those times, why does it feel that we get the opposite effect and energy from those holidays and from those events? People are running around frantic, stressed out, trying to get stuff perfect for these dates, try to get the gifts a certain way, try to get the food a certain way, try to get certain planning done. You know, let's just think about how much stress comes for the person that still plans ahead, for the people that are buying like Christmas stuff for the following Christmas in the same Christmas year, preparing for it, and you still find the stress involved. So it's like, is it that important that if what you're doing it for gives you the opposite effect, you're looking to do it for joy, for some form of happiness and peace, but you're getting the opposite effect of that. Like, is it really that important? Let's turn the beat down a little bit. Is it really that important? You know, if it's giving you that energy of like, man, I'm stressed out, bro. Like, I'm really stressed out right now trying to figure out how to coordinate this family. I got so many people coming over for dinner. Who's bringing what? We're supposed to be meeting at this time. Like, all the things that go in it. And the older you get, you start really realizing that when you're a kid, you only see it a little bit because you see your kids aren't really tapped into what parents are doing. Because in your mind, children are really selfish. This is how it goes. Children have a good heart, so they're giving, but they're really selfish outside of the natural heart that they have to want to love people. So kids don't really see like the real effects and the things that adults go through, you know, during those times. But when adults are like carrying these actions out to make sure they get this end result for whatever they're trying to do, whether that be Thanksgiving or Christmas, you start to look at the real essence of what it's doing. It's like, wow, we're arguing, we're stressed out, we're confused. Some people are getting upset. Some people are starting to like really, really show their colors. And it's like, is it worth it in the end? Like, is it really, really worth it? Is Christmas and these holidays really worth it? There's people who are trying to provide gifts for kids they really can't afford, especially in this time right now with the economy. It's like, yo, like, bro, y'all, is this possible? Can we really, really make this, you know, pop off the way we are supposed to be making it pop off, or are we just doing too much? So like, what is the root cause? Why are these traditions still being carried out? And I feel like right now we're at the I can't even think about the word. But we're at the dawn of something really changing to where the whole old ways and the old historical American trends are really gonna start going on. I really think there's gonna be a decline in like celebration of holidays. I think there's gonna be a decline in like overall alliance for like sports. Like even that, it's just me. Maybe we can walk through this video 10 years, but I think like 10 years from now, 2032, because 2030 is alone is gonna change it. I wish I had my book 2030 up here right now. I'd be able to flash it, and show y'all. But like 2030, where that book at? But yes, 2030 is really gonna like really, really set the tone. But like 2032, 10 years from now, 2033, it's really gonna show a difference. So like people gonna be like, does this really matter? Like, why is we putting that much energy into this? And I think other things will replace it. What will replace it? I can't really tell. I don't know what will replace it. And I can give an idea, but you know, I can say that for another audio and visual engagement episode. But like sticking to the matter and the topic at hand, at least, that was the top of the dome topic I had. It was like really like, yo, why are these holidays so important? And we're in a generation now that we're like the babies of the baby. We're like the babies of the babies of those who really started asking questions and really kicking up motherfucking dust, which was the people who was in their mid-20s, teenage years, mid-teens, mid-20s, around the 60s when the Vietnam Wars was popping off and the hippie era really came. So we like the babies of those people who was really like, yo, what the hell? Like, let's ask some questions. So this next generation really gonna be super radical about being inquisitive about, is this really what we should be doing, or what's right, what's wrong, you know? So yeah, man, that's just something to really think about. Like, is it worth having these certain traditions if these traditions are giving you the opposite energy and feeling? And I used to have that conversation with my ex often, like when she would do certain things and like there's certain things she would do, it would cause a certain like level of resentment. Like you're trying to give and do certain things for people and go out of your way to do things, but if it's giving you a certain energy of resentment, then maybe you should refrain, because that's not what you want to do. You want to serve, and it's not her fault, you know, it's just, we all go through this. So I'm not saying this to say, you know, she was wrong, it was her fault, but like, we all go through this where our intentions are one thing, but then we carry out the actions of our intentions and we get a different result. So it's like, where is the real underlying energy at, you know? So, I mean, that part right there for me really makes me think, like, people don't need to be afraid. I tell all kids, man, some rebellion against your parents are good. Like, I know if you grew up a Christian, always you hear, I don't rebel. Man, that's such thing, in my opinion, a healthy level of rebellion. Because you got to realize we all programmed. And who's to say your parents' program was the correct program? And I'm talking about who's to say your parents' program was the correct program that exact same way? You know, your parents might believe in religion, and we never know. We die, we go to heaven, we go to hell. Everybody's belief is different. Those are two things I really don't get deep into, is politics and religion, because, you know, those are two things people really don't have too much of control over, no matter what they want to say. But when it looks like you're starting to look at your parents' beliefs and creeds, and you don't have any that have been defined on your own, that's scary. Because it's like eventually you're going to be on your own. What if your parents died? That means you had never had a mind of your own, you know? And I read a book a while back, I'm sure people have heard of it, but it's called The Way of Superior Man. I think he said in part 10, he said you need to live as if your father died, you know? And I know he meant live as if your father died and your mother died, but it was primarily a book about teaching men how to be, you know, the ultimate superior man. And he was referring to how men need to live as if their father died, as in saying you need to live as if you're not trying to make your daddy proud. Because one thing a boy wants to do is a boy want to grow up and make their daddy proud. You know what I'm saying? And, you know what I mean? My little ones just be with me most of the time. And I know that's how my little boy feel, because I feel like that. And every little boy that's ever grown and had a father to look up to physically felt that. And even if they didn't have a father to look up to, that was still something that was biologically innately lying within them that made them want to have someone to look up to. So when he said that, I was like, okay, yeah, that's hard. And I say that now, it's like we need to have that mentality, be able to have a healthy level of rebellion in certain traditions like Thanksgiving and Christmas and certain things. And I think the generation under mine and the one after that, and even some of mine, especially people who think like me, are really questioning certain things. Like, we going all out our way. I'm talking about spending checks, bringing all this. Motherfuckers out here broke, nigga. Motherfuckers is homeless. Excuse my language, but you know what I'm saying? Like, people is broke. Like, real spiel. Real broke. You know what I'm saying? Lint pocket type. You know what I mean? And people out here trying to still put on the front. You know what I mean? As we say in Atlanta, people still capping. You know what I mean? And I'm not even gonna say Atlanta, because for all those who really know, I think we got capping from the Chi-Town. But anyway, it comes to the point where it's just like, bro, like, is it really that serious, y'all? Is our health being compromised for the sake of us getting a certain feeling that we expect to receive from a tradition that came before us, that we really don't have a true connection to it? If we really think about it, is it worth it? Like, is it really worth it for one day out of the year? And there's several days that are like this. But I think this happens when humans, we define things and we put meaning to things. What will life be without meaning? What will life be without definition? I think things feel more than they have meaning to. I think we can close our eyes and not call a tree, but a tree would still be a tree. And I used to say that a long time ago. I think it's like the action behind something is what defines something. It's not the name that we give it. You know what I'm saying? A tree was a tree before we called it a tree. Or a mountain was a mountain before we called it a mountain. So we don't have to label these holidays and label these, you know, in layman's terms, things, for lack of a better word, things, to give them meaning, you know? We don't have to call a cat a cat. Like, there's a reason why we can go back to, oh, the cat was this because it was Greek for this and Latin for this, and they're all derivative, and what's the word? Etymology? I think that's how you pronounce where a word is derived from. Excuse me if I'm incorrect, but if you know, you really know, you know the gist of what I'm trying to say. Before, we can all go back and try to trace where a word came from. But before the first word was ever spoken, that thing was still defined by what it does and the actions of it. And we gave it a name later on. So I think when we're living life, we give these just ideas and concepts our all for them to feel like they're actually meaningful in our lives. You know, and I think the one common thing, like I said, outside of what we believe Christmas to be in a religious aspect, and what we believe Thanksgiving to be on a historical American historical aspect, is that we believe that it's a time for family, and it's time for giving and loving, and it's time for sharing, and a time for being able to be grateful, and it's a time for being able to spend with those people that you care about and have certain moments. But it's like, should we not be feeling like that on an everyday basis? Like, that's the real question. Like, should we not think like that? So if that's the case, how are we thinking every day leading up to Thanksgiving? How are we thinking every day leading up to Christmas? So yeah, man, like, that was my top of the dome topic. I was gonna do it, like I said, 2 weeks ago, but yeah, everything with the equipment was not right, acting right. We getting better and better and better. But yeah, man, y'all tell me what y'all think. Like I said, I ain't even really pushing. When I play this back, I'm gonna look back and be like, wow. But documentation is dominant, and I say that it's because it's powerful when you really realize how it's like a time capsule. So yeah, man, that was the top of the dome topic I had on my mind. We can all think about that and really dwell on that while we're in this holiday season. Because I really believe that, yes, these times and these holidays are periods to where we can reflect and extract those feelings that I just mentioned: joy, happiness, gratitude, all of the above. But what are we doing outside of that? What is our quality with our family outside of that? And it's, people can be like, well, I try to be there for my mom and my aunt and my cousin, but I'm like, do you put that exact same effort to be with them that you would do on a holiday? See, most likely motherfuckers don't, because people are followers, and it's easy to adapt the narrative that's already predominant instead of going off and creating your own. So it's just, man, y'all got the gist of what I'm saying. Y'all got the idea. Y'all understand the concept. Like I said, he's going to be 15, 20 minutes max. We in and out, bada bing, bada bang. Words with Waters, audio engagement. For all my viewers who are watching now, my little 2, 3, 4, 5 viewers, to all of my viewers who will eventually see this later on time. I appreciate y'all. Once again, man, it's Words with Waters by Waters. Get me on all platforms. Words by Waters, WORDS, BYWATERS. This is the Words with Waters audio engagement. You got the write until you're wealthy and the read until you're rich. This is the top of the dome topic, discussing the importance of holidays. And never forget, always remember, like I say, y'all, write y'all world into existence. Thank you.